Good evening, beautiful people of the You Create the Dream page, and welcome to Awake in the Dream. This is our fortnightly call. Do say hi as you come on. Let me know that you're here. Interesting. Where are we? Facebook have updated all of their settings. The dashboard actually looks like it used to look a year or so ago. So I'm hoping that you can all see me. I'm hoping that I'm coming through clearly. I think I need to double check. Oops, do say hi as you come on. Let me know that you're here. I'm actually starting to see some viewers pop on. Saying hi allows me to, hey Ben, how are you? Happy New Year. Thank you very much. Saying hi allows me to actually make sure that all the settings are working correctly. Happy New Year to you, Ben. I hope you had a fabulous Christmas and an amazing start to 2023. So do say hi as you come on, everyone. Let me know that you're here. This is our fortnightly call. It's an opportunity to ask me anything at all. It's also an opportunity for me to share what I feel needs to come through. So again, Happy New Year, everyone. And what I am feeling, the vibe I am feeling today, and it actually was inspired by a comment or a message that I received in Messenger from a CTC therapist. But what I feel drawn to talking about tonight is the importance of this year, 2023. So welcome to our universal 7 year. Okay, the 7 year is a very profound year, and this year is set to be massive on so many fronts. Now, how I get to the 7 year, just to be clear, the 7 year is calculated by adding this current year. So 2023, 2 plus 2 plus 3 is 7, obviously. So what we've done is we've come out of a 6 year and we're headed into a 7 year. And there's no doubt about it. The last few years have been, very tumultuous. There's been a lot that has gone on in our personal lives and globally. We've, of course, had the pandemic event, the ongoing craziness that came with that, and the stories, the economic and political turmoil that we've experienced, a lot of insecurities on so many levels, not being sure what's happening when it's happening. Hello, Mary Jane, how are you? We've had terrible natural disasters to deal with. We've had injustices to deal with, just to name a few. But here we are, we've landed in a 7 year. And tonight what I want to do is I want to touch on what that means for you as an individual and for us collectively, and how we can best navigate it, right? Because the truth is that what's going on at any point in time doesn't matter. But what does matter is how we see it. What matters is how we choose to handle it, the choices that we make. That's what makes all the difference to our experience. There are always people that excel, people that prosper when many don't. And that choice depends on you, because you have free will and choice. You will always have free will and choice. So at all times, I want you to remember that you get to see things as clearly as you want to see them. You get to navigate your experience of life any way that you choose to navigate it. So there's the thing that you need to go through. There's the human experience of your life's journey, but then there's how you choose to navigate it. There's how you choose to, do you choose to ride the waves, or do you choose to get tumbled in the waves, basically, right? Hello, beautiful Krista. How are you? Happy New Year. So, we've all weathered the storms of the past. Some fared better than others, but when you understand the universal energies and what's actually at play, you then get to navigate anything that comes your way like far, far easier than you would otherwise, by actually stopping. And rather than allowing yourself to get so caught up in the emotions of the experience, but to stop, to pull yourself back, to pull yourself up, to look at the chessboard that is, our life experience, and to recognize that there is always another way of seeing things. That the more I pull myself away from the emotional, I'm not saying bypassing your emotions, but what I'm saying is that we can actually see more clearly and we can navigate our true emotions far more easily when we pull ourselves back and up. So, oh, do I want to go down that rabbit hole? I think I'm going to wait for a moment. I'm going to wait for a moment. So, this year, this current year, while things, I'm going to say, are looking up. Now, that just depends on how you see it. I, for one, know without a doubt that in the end, light wins. Yes, we are going through some craziness, but this has to happen to get us to where we need to be. This has to happen to get us to a point, to a great awakening that is big enough, strong enough, powerful enough to elevate us all as a collective. But there are a few things that you need to know. This is a year of being forced inward, introspection rather than outrospection, right? This is not a year just to sit on the sidelines or allow yourself to be swept up or led by the stories, the plans, and the plans of others. This is a time for massive personal growth. Massive personal growth. It's a time of transformation, a time of remembering your power, a time of taking back control of your life and living the greatest version of yourself. Hello, beautiful Katerina. How are you? Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody's had a fabulous start to the year. So what I'm doing is I'm talking about this year, how it affects all of us collectively, right? So this year being a universal 7 year. Now, of course, we have our own personal years. For example, I'm a 9 personal year in a 7 universal year. So whilst it affects a lot of us differently, or how we handle it might be a little bit different, there is this universal umbrella of energies, right, that is affecting the whole, and that is the 7. This is where you are being called to come back come back on track, to plan and be your greatest comeback. No more being invisible. You can't do that anymore. The veils are lifting everywhere. And just as the veils are lifting on all the corporate greed, the bullshit, the lies, the stories, and all of that stuff, just as the veils are being lifted there, they too are being lifted off your own personal existence. You can't hide anymore. This is time for you to stand up. Stop being invisible. No more being afraid to stand up and to stand out. No more doubt, no more feelings of unworthiness. You were born worthy. You have always been worthy. You are worthy, and you will always be worthy. So stop playing small whilst you hide behind that veil. For what reason? For fear of making the wrong choice? For fear of failing? If not now, then when? If you're not prepared to stand up, to say yes, to be the greatest version of yourself now, whilst we're in a 7 year, a time of massive growth and transformation, if not now, then when? You are worthy. And you know what? Success isn't defined by how much money you have, or how much money you have in the bank, or the stuff, or the material stuff. Success is defined by who you are and loving yourself enough to know that if all of it went, if all the stuff disappeared, that you would still be you, that you would still feel love and joy and peace within your heart. The recognition that I am not who I am because of the stuff, but I am who I am because it is who I am. I am a spiritual being living a human experience. I am about love. I'm about loving everybody. And most of all, it's about like stopping the judgment of others, but more so judgment of yourself. Because the fact is, when you stop judging yourself, you actually won't judge others anywhere near as much. This is big. This is self-work. This is self stuff this year. Stop being afraid to live. Stop being afraid to live the life that your soul is screaming out for. No more fighting. No more fighting your innate, powerful, and spiritual existence, the very reason that you were here. If you continue to ignore your calling, then all it's going to do is make this year really tough. Because, unfortunately, and it's happened to me a couple of times, many, many years ago, until I realized the cycles of time. But specifically for those who are in a personal year 7. So to work out what your personal year is, you would look at your day of birth, the month of birth, and the current year. So for myself, as an example, the 7th of April, 2023. So I would add all that up, and for me, that comes down to a 9. You bring it to a single digit, and that is a 9. So I'm entering my 9 personal year in a 7 universal year. So for anyone, at any time that you're in a 7 year, it is very much about spiritual growth. And if you don't pay attention, the universe will slap you pretty hard to make you do the inner work, to force you to stop, to be still, to go within. But here we are in a universal 7 year. So we can see that this universal 7 year is about having us all do that type of work. So it's time for us to listen to the whispers of our heart, to listen to our soul's calling, to not be afraid to stand up and stand out, to reclaim our power, and to live the life that we were born to live, to share our message with the world, to not be afraid to speak up. So as I said, this year is a year of massive personal growth. It's huge. And it's basically a cosmic wake-up call. And if we don't pay attention, this cosmic wake-up call can, create some sort of chaos or uncertainty in our lives unless we embrace growth. I'm going to have to repeat that several different ways in this call. I feel that. Personal growth. Growth means moving beyond who you used to be. Recognizing that you are not your stories, that you are not the stories of the family. You are not the programs of the past. You are none of that. Literally to die unto ourselves so as to become more. So right now we're all perfectly positioned for massive transformation in our personal lives and overall with humanity. Excuse me, I feel like I have something's in my eye. So there's no more denying the power of us, the power of who we are, the power that we were born with, but we were programmed to, we were dumbed down. There's no more denying our sovereignty, our humanness. And if we align with the universal energies and we allow ourselves to take this journey inward, we can turn this year into a truly magical one. If you allow it, 2023 is where you will hear your calling. Excuse me, where you will hear your calling. You will hear the whispers of spirit much more clearly. You will understand yourself like never before, and you will bear witness to all of the healed and the unhealed aspects of yourself, because that's what it takes to grow. It's a deepening of the self-knowledge and the true abundance that is being offered to you. And can that be stuff as well? Absolutely. Abundance in all areas of your life, abundance in health, abundance in your relationships, abundance with the material things, abundance in every aspect. There are so many gifts being offered in 2023. But you're going to find the greatest gift of all this year is the gift of you to you. The gift of you finally stepping into your power and not being afraid to live your true self. The gift of honoring yourself, not losing yourself to others and the need to please and all of those old programs. This is the year that your soul has been waiting for. After years of chaos, of being focused on the external world, the world outside you, it's now time to nourish the aspects of your inner world. It's now time to go within, to clear house and to rise, to come back and to rise stronger, brighter than ever before. It's time to awaken to new levels of growth, abundance, and prosperity. It's time. It's time to listen to your heart's calling, to heal deeply, to heal profoundly, to be expansive, to love with every cell of your being. Not just in words, but to feel it. To feel love. To be you. It's time to create the impact that your soul has been craving. And that's because the number 7 is also a number of truth. It's a number of truth. It's a number of spirituality. It's a number of enlightenment and purpose. 7 is also a favorite number for many people, and for myself, being born on the 7th. But universally, there are a lot of people that feel a very strong connection to the number 7. So, as an example, it is said that the world was created in 6 days, and on the 7th day, it was about rest, completion, perfection. There are 7 days in the week. 7 appears in so many places. There are 7 continents. There are 7 colors in the rainbow. There are 7 seas on planet Earth. There are 7 petals on Buddha's pedestal. We're surrounded by the 7s and the sacred geometry of that. If we allow it, and if we focus on our connection to all that is, then we can easily enter that all-important state of flow this year. That state of flow that draws to us the abundance, the joy, the peace, and the prosperity in all areas of our lives. Everything is energy. You are energy. Everything is energy. We are all one. There is no one any more special than anyone else on the planet. But when we enter that state of cosmic flow, when we remember that, when we allow ourselves to receive, we truly can have it all, physically, mentally, emotionally, all of it. You truly can have it all. You can have the amazing relationships that you're seeking. You can have that deep connection with yourself and others. You can have more joy. You can have a joyful work life. You can experience joy in everything that you're doing, because then you can truly fall into the state of being in the doing. You can have that amazing health and the deep healing, the healthy habits, the confidence, the self-esteem, all of it. All of it. And you can awaken to the power that is you, where you truly choose to stand up and be the leader that you were born to be. So whilst the 7 is a powerful year, it's a subtle kind of power. Because where is it we gain our power? It's not on the basketball court. It's not at the doof nightclubs. It's in that desire to go within. We go within. We find our treasure, our magic, and we come out and share it with the world. So in the 7, this power, things will happen to you and around you to force you to go within, to force you to question, to force you to take that inner journey into your heart and into your soul. You'll have more desire to spend quiet and alone time, so that you can go within, so that you can introspect rather than outrospect. There might be many times where it all just feels like and looks like too much out there in the world. So you'll want to go in more so as to gain that clarity about your next best steps. It's also perfectly designed to get you back on track. Now, I'm not saying that this year there won't be challenges, personally or globally. So, because there are always challenges, right? And we learn and grow the most through our challenges. But you're going to find it a lot easier to navigate if you choose to see clearly and to always follow your heart. Not your head. Check in with your heart. Place a hand on your heart center. What is my next best step? And then when something comes, is this my next best step? Get the confirmation. Does this feel right for me? Honor yourself. Honor the whispers of your heart. 7 is a number of mysticism, power, wisdom, and magic. Wisdom comes from overcoming our challenges, not running away from them, not ignoring them, not bypassing the emotions, It comes from seeing them clearly, from recognizing what it is that you need to learn, preserving the learnings, and letting go of the rest. Wisdom comes also from no longer being who you used to be, but being brave enough to step up and be more than you used to be. It comes from making better choices. So this year, get yourself into regular self-nourishing practices. It's so important this year. Take time out, get into nature. And when you're in nature, don't listen to music, don't listen to podcasts, be in nature. Source, God, universe, whatever you'd like to call it, is in everything that is nature. Just connect, because this is going to help you to get your answers from within. Listen to your heart and your soul. Nourish your deepest desires. Take time out for you. Be with you. Remain true to you. It's so important this year. It's going to be what makes this year so much easier for you to navigate. Don't lose yourself in trying to please others. No more of that story. If you want to please and you want to help, then that is beautiful, because as we give, we receive divine energy, and divine energy and source is working through you. You're not depleting your own resources by doing things because you think you need to do it or should do it, but rather you're doing it because you want to do it. So no more needing to please, because that costs you a lot of your personal power. Empty your should bucket, all the should stories, empty them. The work that you do on you not only heals you, but it does heal the world. It uplifts us all. Choose to honor yourself, choose to shine bright. And that's when you're going to make the biggest difference of all. Hello, beautiful Jeanette. How are you? Absolutely. Connection is vital. Happy New Year, beautiful lady. So this is where we truly make a difference. And this is where you will align yourself with the abundance that is rightfully yours. And like I said, there isn't anyone on the planet that is more deserving than anybody else. We are all energy. Everything that you desire is energy. It's all energy. And all you need to do is align to it and allow it in. Make this year about honoring yourself enough to live in flow and joy. Prioritize your purpose. Prioritize your purpose. What feels right for you? What feels good for you? If money wasn't an option, what is it you would do? Follow that, feel that, and the money shall come, because you're honoring you and you are living in joy. And when you're living in joy, you're living in flow. Allow yourself to receive the gifts that the universe offers you. The universe has so much to send your way. Why? Because what you want wants you too. You just need to be aligned and allow yourself to receive it. So the worst thing that you can do this year is be a martyr. Don't spread yourself thin at the expense of others that aren't even ready. If you neglect yourself and your own physical needs, if you neglect your soul's calling and what your heart desires, and instead lose yourself to what you think others want you to be or what you think you should be, if you believe that you need to fix everything for everybody else, and in fact what you're actually doing is busying yourself so you haven't got time for your purpose, that you're busying yourself with everybody else, then if you do that, you're going to be doing it to your own detriment. And in all honesty, the universe will end up slapping you pretty hard, not to punish you. And that slap can be something that forces you onto your butt. Feeling unwell, being unwell, a break, a loss of job, anything to make you, to force you to sit still and finally go within, because you have no other choice. So I'm telling you, this year will be far easier if you choose to go within. If you choose to reconnect with nature and do whatever it takes to go within and come out more than you've ever been, it will make your journey far easier this year. The universe doesn't do these things to punish you. It does things to force you into retreat so that you will do the inner work. think back throughout your life, it's usually been something big, bad, and ugly that has happened that forces you to go in. And you might call it the dark night of the soul, but it's something that forces you inward, where I like to call it the dark side of the mind. I don't like the term the dark night of the soul, because the soul doesn't have the dark, but it's the dark side of the mind. Because look at it, when you're in that state, when you're in a state of what is perceived depression, you're listening to the bullshit in your head. You're becoming aware of those thoughts, those negative thoughts in your head, and you're listening to those stories, and you're spiraling into your own words and thoughts. But sometimes that has to happen for us to realize what's actually going on, the bullshit, the programs that are still, swirling around in there. You are powerful beyond measure. Connect with who you are. Get back into alignment with your purpose. Choose to rise above all of your challenges, because you're so much more than any challenge. Preserve the learnings, let the rest go. And always, always choose peace, love, joy, abundance. One of my favorite phrases is choose peace as though peace is all there is. So 7 is also a truth seeker. And this year you can expect the veil to be lifted of a whole lot of society's corrupt ways. We've seen a fair bit in the last couple of years, but you're going to see a lot more this coming year. There was something I said to a friend, it must be some 13 years ago now, and we were talking. I remember sitting in the car. It's interesting. Profound moments, the memory locks in exactly where you were, what you were wearing, etc. So I remember sitting in the car, and I was on the phone chatting, and I said to him, we're all going to have to be prepared to find out that everything that we believe to be true isn't true. And that we all need to be okay with that. And the more that we're okay with that, the easier these things are to navigate. What if everything you believe to be true isn't true? Remember who you are, the power that is you, that you are energy, that everything is energy, and that a whole lot of the corrupt ways of society and things that we've plugged into and things that we've believed are simply going to crumble before our eyes. You are powerful beyond measure, and this is a time of massive personal growth, a remembering of your power, a taking back of the control of your life, and you living the greatest version of yourself. So I want each and every one of you to plan to be your greatest comeback. Remember that you are a human being, not a human doing. It's who you are being in the doing that matters most, who you are feeling whilst you do it. And if what you're doing feels like shit, if it feels too hard, if it's pushing uphill, then maybe you're not in alignment. Come back into flow. Yes, the lids will be lifted. Absolutely, Jeanette. And I, for one, can't wait. I'm all for ripping the Band-Aid off. Yeah, it's a bit too slow-mo for me, but however, it is what it is until we have enough people wake up. And the beautiful thing is that when we have enough, it's a tipping point, right? We don't need everybody to wake up. We just need enough. And when we reach that all-important tipping point, that energetically shifts absolutely everything and awakens and elevates the whole, which is beautiful. Nothing we've been told is truth. Absolutely. All of our history is not real. We've been fed a stream of lies, and so many will suffer due to this, sadly. And this is the thing, because people, the truths, the lies that we have been forced to believe are true, have become the crutch for so many people. And who are they without this? And that's the only reason we feel pained and hurt. It's because who are we without this? People will feel their world is crumbling, their world is falling apart. Where if we come back to our innate nature, our true selves, and we love ourselves and we choose joy and flow and peace, no matter what is going on within us and around us, then everything simply just is. Then nothing is a crutch that is so supportive that we can't live without it, because we know that we are not that. Hello, beautiful Valerie. How are you? I can't believe I forgot about the call. I'll catch up on the replay. Thank you so much, Valerie. Happy New Year to you. I have actually missed everybody. I think it's 3 weeks, 3 weeks since I've been on. It's a safety net. Yes, Jeanette certainly is. This is all wonderful. Awakening is a great thing. And you know what, honey? And I know you know this, but for the benefit of everybody, we signed up for this. We signed up for this. We put our hand up, pick me, pick me, pick me. And we're here. We're here. We have front row seats to this. And we get to contribute in the most amazing of ways. And for all those, we might look out at the world and see a lot of people that have got blinders on and they're really not awake or whatever it is. And that's okay. We need those people because that's their role in this. So zero judgment. Everybody is contributing in the only way they know how. And we need all the people that are here right now are a part of this. The big, the bad, the ugly, the good, the evil, all of it. Because this is what it takes. It's taking this collective energy to wake up everybody. We look at some people in the world that are doing not very nice things, right? The gift that they offer us is the fact that more and more people are questioning now. That more and more people are saying, well, hang on a minute, that doesn't seem right, that doesn't feel right. What do you mean? I trusted the science, I trusted the media, I've trusted education system, I've trusted all these things forever. And then now we're finding out that our history's not this, what we were told it was, and all, like everything. But that's the beautiful thing, because all of it had to happen to get us to this point where we question. And in our questioning, we start to trust in our own intuition more. Because now we don't want to listen to mainstream media. We don't want to trust the science. We want to do our own research. We want to feel our intuition and go, hang on a minute, it doesn't feel right for me. So now we're coming back to our whole self. We've been fragmented and programmed and pulled apart in every possible direction, but now we are coming back into wholeness. We are coming back into our whole self. And as a whole self and a whole being, we're going to remember how truly magical we are. And as we remember how truly magical we are, we change this whole freaking world. We change everything. We change absolutely everything. Hello, beautiful Gosha. Happy New Year to you. We did. We're truly blessed to be here. And honestly, absolutely. Absolutely. So, much, much love to you all. I wish for you the most amazing, amazing year. I will, of course, still be here every second week. But since today or tonight, we're talking about 2023 being a 7-year, remember to trust in you more than anything and anybody else. Go within, hand on heart, ask questions, and know that you will always, always be guided. And get ready for an amazing show. Alrighty, much love to you all. Hello, beautiful Gosha. So lovely to see you here too. I've missed everybody. I really have. Okay, actually we have She Rises starting up in 2 weeks, I believe. Not 100% sure on that. I think it's almost 2 weeks. She Rises, I Am Woman. So we have lots of amazing things happening. And in fact, this week, in amongst my client calls, I am actually working on our new subconscious program, which is amazing. That's where we're going to be releasing this in a 7-year, because it's all about reprogramming ourselves from the bullshit, stepping fully into our power. There's lots of amazing things that are part of that particular program. Much, much love to you all, and I look forward to seeing you all in 2 weeks. Good night, everybody.